Alright, and hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're here with some more F1 2019 career mode. If you haven't seen the last episode, be sure to check it out at Bahrain. A pretty insane race. Today we're here at China to see how we can do. And we've had all our upgrades successful, and it's going to be a bit of rain at the start of the race, which is exciting I guess, but we know I'm not great in the rain, so I don't know. We'll see how we do. But yeah, good that all of our upgrades have succeeded. Obviously, the durability ones were guaranteed to succeed. But choosing a rival, not really too sure who to go with. To be honest, we didn't in the first two races so far. We haven't had really any one person move forward. We fought with Albon a couple times. And I guess Perez as well, but for some reason they're not like at the top. They're still putting, I guess Vettel makes sense to be above, but in the end I go with Charles Leclerc, which, to be honest, looking back at this, I don't know why I went with that. But yeah, still top of the tables. No one has managed to beat us out yet, and McLaren not making any upgrades. Same with Toro Rosso, Ferrari, and Racing Point coming into this race. But yeah, let's get straight to qualifying.
Welcome to Shanghai, China, for what I've no doubt is going to be a fantastic F1 qualifying session.
Alright, so here we come to the end of our first lap. If you're wondering why that thing was really short at the start there, it's because it was like glitched, and when I went in through editing, it's just a silent screen of that. We go P15 at the end of our first lap. Not great, especially for Q1, very in the danger zone, but I come out of turn one running wide like the F1 drivers in the virtual GP, and I don't actually go any faster than that second lap. So obviously I went out with I went out for a third, but I must have backed out of it at the end, and somehow we're up into P14, I'm not too sure, but that does mean we are through into Q2. So then at the end of our first Q2 lap we go P4, a lot better than Q1 there. And I do end off the session there, not getting any more laps, and we finish off P9, so not great, but we just put in a quick little banker lap, and we managed to get through into Q3, which is obviously ideal. But now into Q3, running a bit wider out of the final corner, we cross the line to go P7, exactly where we want to be. So I'll say I did go out for another one, but on this lap you can see again on a bit on the grass, running out wide. I don't know why there's a cut there. I'm sorry if there are random cuts throughout the video. It's just, I don't know why it does it, to be honest. But we finish off P8, not great, but it's decent enough, and Hamilton takes pole position, so he's in prime position to take the race win. So yeah, let's get straight to the race.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. The ever-tightening turns 1 and 2 will prove tricky in the slippery conditions here at Shanghai, and anyone that slides wide will lose a lot of time getting back on track. Turn 14 should still be the best place for overtaking, but we'll have to see some improvement in the weather before the drivers can take advantage of that DRS assistance. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let's discuss Haas. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Alexander Albon lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Perez, Valtteri Bottas, and Butler, Leclerc, Byrne, Ricciardo, and Daniel Kvyat, Verstappen, Grosjean, Robert Kubica, and Faber, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Lance Stroll, and Lando Norris. Sainz and George Russell ends our grid lineup. And now it's time to head down to the track.
points finish last race. Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I'll try to, Jeff, but as you can see, it's a bit wet at the start, as it said it would be. So looking at the strategy, starting on soft, I really wasn't too sure about it. I was just a bit nervous, I guess you could say, and just cautious about, well, what stage of the rain we were at, because I couldn't talk to Jeff at this point, obviously, so I couldn't ask him, like, how's the weather? And you can see it is raining, but not a whole bunch, and the sky looks quite bright, so I couldn't tell if it just started raining, it was about to end. Obviously just lowering the fuel to make sure we weren't overfueling by like 3 laps. So I was really cautious, but I was just like, you know what, team giving me the strategy, I'm just going to go with it. So I went with it, and here you can see at the end of the formation lap, throughout the formation lap, I was feeling like really sketched the entire time about being on the softs. And you can see it is properly raining, it is intermediate conditions, I'd say, and there is
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
But Jeff's saying back to dry track shortly.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient
So
and watch for the lights.
it's hard to gauge at this point, and you can see everyone else is also on soft or medium tyres. So we're all going to be in the same boat if this is the wrong decision. But now, here we go. As we go to 5 red lights, and we're off to the Chinese Grand Prix. Let's see how we can do. Tucking in behind Leclerc, but it's a pretty bad start as we get swamped immediately, but sending it around the outside of Ricciardo. Ooh, so close. There's a yellow flag behind, around Leclerc, around Bottas. No, wait, who's that? Kvyat in the Mercedes. I was completely confused what Mercedes it was. It's now Vettel, Bottas and Butler go 3 wide. Butler has to concede, and he also has to concede to us as we fly past up his inside. And now can we make a move on Bottas as Vettel, and Bottas getting very close there. A lot of jostling for position, but Bottas end up falling out to Vettel, and we are up into P6 off the start there. As now we look at Hamilton on the first lap, making a dive on Albon, back for the lead. And they're side by side, and Hamilton just managed to beat him out there. As now we're closing in behind Valtteri Bottas. See what we can do, closing in, looking for the move up the inside, just not close enough, but we've managed to close in. But now, as we come into the back straight, we've fallen off him a bunch, as you can see, and now Devon Butler and the Toro Rosso has managed to jump past us, but we go late on the brakes. It's going to be 3 wide into the final hairpin. Can we get a good run? We're just on the track, side by side with Kvyat now, coming into the final corner. Not a great place to go side by side, so he has to give way. One of us was going to have to give way, and I was making sure it wasn't going to be me. So now, lap 3, I got on the grass bit on the exit. I had a pretty awful turn there anyway. Shouldn't be that close to the inside as Kvyat flies past us then with DRS wide open. So DRS is open. So the rain is very much going to be drying out, as Jeff says there. So yeah, I haven't really noticed the rain too much over this stint so far, but now lap 4, we are pitting in this lap, I'm pretty sure. So let's see if we can get up the inside of Kvyat. Ooh, round on the long right hander, he squeezes us to the inside a bunch. So I squeeze him to the inside on the left hander of turn 2. And we are in around the outside. And thank you, Jeff, well, he did make it look easy indeed, as we run a little bit wide there. And that's allowed Leclerc to get the better run on us. As now we go side by side with him, he looks up a bit, making me a bit scared. He was just going to go straight on and there's going to be contact. But we're fine, and we're back through up the inside. But I don't think I was ahead of him enough. No, we do have DRS, and that means it's going to be Leclerc without DRS here. So as he pulls off a little bit, we're going to pull right on back. And now Kvyat has a little bit of a peak, but he's not alongside enough to get it done. But look how close that is. And it seems Leclerc will just be out Kvyat there for that P7. I really do want to try and hunt down Bottas again. It's this yellow flag behind, and that looks like that's a Toro Rosso. That must be Devon Butler out of this race. That's some sort of mechanical failure for him. That's such a shame for Butler. I think we're going to see the pop-up on the screen soon enough. Yep, there it is. Devin Butler is out of the session, and now obviously we have a virtual safety car.
Maintain positive delta until the green flags. Virtual
Let's
safety car is
see.
ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag.
If we can get a good jump, and we do, we get a pretty decent launch out of the virtual safety car, and we are
Keep that in
boxing
mind as you approach.
in this lap. As now we can see Charles Leclerc go flying past us. I don't really want to lose out to these two. Right at the end here, just before we box, as they dive up our inside. Not exactly what you want here. This is a weird another car. Ooh! We almost hit into the back of Danny Kvyat there. That was so close, and Weber follows us into the pit. I was so close to contact with Kvyat, but we are through, and we can see Bottas and Vettel coming out the pit. As there's another weird car. I think there's a couple of them in this video. I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it at all. I really can't. I wish I could, but it's just there's no cut in the edit. But we come out in P16 on the medium tyres to go to the end and see if we can catch everyone ahead. The rain is fully stopped now, so complete dry conditions. So we jump Kubica, and can we get past Kvyat? Yes, we do. We fly past Danny Kvyat, and can we get Leclerc up the inside? Oh my god! Woohoo! The momentum brings us all the way through turn 1. That was perfect, right up the inside of Leclerc, and we have jumped both of them in the pit stop. To be fair, they only overtook us just before we came in, but cut that final corner a little bit. But at the end of the day, we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix now. We are flying. Now, there is a lot of traffic up ahead, and it seems everyone sort of got caught up in it. You can see Bottas and Vettel there getting held up by Sainz a bit. Then the McLaren is the slowest car on the grid on the R&D charts at the moment, so they're not going to be enjoying themselves there. But let's see if we can get past Stroll.
They have an issue with their car.
And Stroll has an issue just as we get past him, so that is perfect timing. It allows for an easy overtake for us. And now you can see the sun is really shining down here on the track. As Bottas is going for a move on Sainz up the inside. I was looking for a move, I was forced to the outside a bit, but we cut back to the inside. And we get past Sainz, but I was really looking for Bottas. Sainz was just a bit of an object that I wasn't really looking to get past. He dives into the pit, and so does Stroll. Is now coming into turn 1. Can we get around the outside of Bottas? We're right on the limit there, almost making contact with the grass. Up his inside, and it's a bit aggressive, but then, you know, we're out the outside. We deserve the space, you know, and we are through up into P7. But Bottas looking for a move around the outside, but he backs out of it. But we do look up. Can he get out the inside? Not quite. And now the hunt for Sebastian Vettel begins. I don't think it's going to be an easy one, as Bottas is going to keep him on applying pressure. We've fallen off a little bit. Vettel, as Bottas comes flying past. I couldn't think of a word there. I was going to say swooping past, but it doesn't really work. But Bottas locks up into the final hairpin, allowing us to stay side by side with him. And it's Lando Norris just ahead of Vettel there, who dives into the pit. And Bottas blocks us off a bit, and we make contact with his rear end. I was sort of hoping Norris would slow up Vettel a bit for us, but he does dive into the pit. And now we're up into P6, so all the positions have gone back to normal now. And see, can we get Bottas? We tried to go up his inside line. We did to his teammate and Leclerc, but he fully just squeezed us out of there, and we almost spin out and lose control, but just managed to hang on to it there. It's now a close back in on Bottas at the end of lap 11, coming into lap 12. DRS open. Let's see what we can do. We move to the inside. Can we make the move? Oh, a bit aggressive, going a bit deep there. As Max Verstappen says the fastest lap of the race. But we are through on Bottas up to P5. So we've lost our fastest lap just as we gained the position. But I think losing 1 point to gain another point is not too much of a, you know, doesn't suck too much. But Lance Stroll is out of the race. I think that earlier problem he had has finally come to fruition, and he is now officially out of the race. And then we have a replay. Yeah, it's definitely a mechanical failure. So he pulls off into the escape road. Unfortunate there for Stroll. Obviously, Lawrence Stroll's Big Daddy money not helping out the Renault team too much there. But now Bottas comes flying past us, so does Kvyat. Kvyat's managed to catch up to us. So now we're side by side with both Mercedes. We're pushed out wide. Side by side with the Silver Arrows. Kvyat's pulling out in the lead there. But can we get past them? Oh, we push them both right off the track. But obviously it's just the racing line. There's nothing we can do. There's a bit of a replay there. You can see Kvyat really gets punted off by his teammate. But we do take the 5th place. But now Bottas is going to be looking for the dive up the inside. We squeeze him so hard to the inside, try and make him back out. But he just wasn't going to do it. But that's another weird cut there. I know it looks really suspicious. It's like I've cut the video to make it look like it's not happening. But there literally isn't a cut in the edit. So I don't know what to tell you guys, to be honest. But now final lap. Bottas is gaining on us. He's going to have DRS. He flies past us. Oh, we're going to lose out on the P5 that we've been fighting for all race right at the end. I go super late on the brakes, diving to the inside, cutting Bottas off completely, pushing him wide, and Kvyat gets past him as Alexander Albon takes the win here at China. And we're going to come home for P5. Obviously not our best result, but I'm very happy with that. We fought so hard.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A victory for Racing Point, and the team will certainly be celebrating tonight. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
The Racing Point team will be very happy with today's performance and the final result. Another display of excellent driving and excellent teamwork, and a well-deserved first-place finish.
And there it is. Alexander Albon, Sergio Perez, 1-2 for the Racing Point boys. Unfortunately, Hamilton can't get the win that he's been fighting for all the season so far. And we couldn't quite get that 4th place. If we didn't fight with Bottas so much, we probably could have got it. But obviously, the Renaults are just not looking very good. Obviously, a failure from one of them, but Ricciardo finished with P18. The Williams not doing great here today either. But that means we move down to 4th in the championship. Unfortunately, and Albon takes the lead. But we're only 12 points off them. Hamilton's only 13 points off them, tied with Perez. So the top, I guess, 7 is really close at the moment. You really couldn't call who's going to, be the one to take the lead. But Racing Point actually take the lead of the constructors' standings. Obviously, that 1-2 working out good for them. But let's see. We'll see. Next time out at Azerbaijan, if we can get back past them. But yeah, overall decent race for us. Another, contractually good result.
Let's have your thoughts.
Contract-wise would have been a better
It was
way
more
of saying
like
it.
dodgems than
Contract-wise.
Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
I guess there was a bit of contact, especially with Bottas. We got a bit
You really
dicey
cut your
with
way
him.
through the field today. What was your...
I just went foot to the floor. Power units
How
can
did you
take
feel
it.
when you saw your
Obviously,
old
the long
rivals from
straight.
F2 have to withdraw from today's race?
Oh yes, but yeah, with Devon
That was a
Butler.
good race for
Didn't
me.
really feel
Are you
anything, to be
pleased
honest.
see?
Just happy there was another competitor out, and didn't really see much of
Well,
Weber,
that's
to be
everything.
honest. That Alfa Romeo hasn't been
great
as good as
result.
it
You
was
did really
last
well.
season, to be
I don't think
honest.
we can have
So
any complaints
I think
with
the
that
potential that it had at the end of
Looks
last
like
season
both
has
your
sort
rivals are
of
going
gone
to
away a
some upcoming
bit.
historical
Let's see if we
events.
they can
If you
fight
take
back.
both of them on, it could be a great chance to earn yourself some coverage.
And
Get the fans interested.
Emma's just talking about whatever to us, as usual. But decent weekend overall, I'd say. And we do have an engine upgrade for next time out, I think. So hopefully we can get that. Obviously, long straight to Baku. We are going to need it. But Baku's a decent track for us. Obviously, we only got 11th last season. But it was I felt like it was a good race, and we did have a shot of points. And at that point, we'd only have 1 point finished, so 11th was pretty good for us. But now, looking at what we want to get for upgrades, I did just go with the drag upgrade to try to maximise that straight, how good we were on the straights, reduce the drag. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time for more F1. Peace.